Hey Glam Squad, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another creative Sunday tutorial where I literally sit down and just do something really fun and creative. Today I am playing around with the James Charles palette. This is my second look using this palette. The first one was more of a pink cut crease, I believe it was a long time ago, but today I decided to play around with some blues because it's not really a color that I'd usually go for, so I just wanted to create something a little bit different today. But before we get started, I just wanted to say quickly that I may be going back to work soon. So it's currently the 10th of June and we don't really know what the situation here is in Ireland. It looks like that we should be good to go back to work at the end of the month. So I just wanted to say real quickly that because I've kind of created a new schedule on my channel because I'm obviously off work and I have lots of free time. So I've been doing my beginners makeup lessons on a Tuesday and then also creative Sundays where I just do something totally different on a Sunday. So I know when I go back to work it's going to be really hard to continue doing 2 videos a week. At the minute I am ahead of schedule and I'm hoping to keep it that way. I'm going to keep up my beginners makeup lessons every Tuesday and then I might have to do creative Sundays every second Sunday, or I might have to do more like hauls or something like that kind of in between, so I can kind of get 2 videos filmed on the same day just to save time. So I just thought I'd let you know what the situation is. I'm definitely going to be uploading once a week nonetheless. I know you guys love my beginners makeup lessons, so I will continue doing them every Tuesday, and then I'm just going to play around with the second video and really see how I get on with it. So I just really wanted to be open and honest with you guys. I just wanted to say I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all the support over the years. Like honestly, you guys have been here supporting me for over 10 years now, and I just want to say I'm so grateful. And to anyone that's new to my channel, I just wanted to say welcome, and your support means the absolute world to me. So before I bore you and you click off, let's get into the tutorial. I'm going to start off by using this dark blue shade right here, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter blue shade to blend. So when you're doing like a dramatic cut crease like this, you actually want to do the opposite of what I normally like teach people to do in my makeup lessons, where you start, you go from lightest to darkest. And by doing it this way, you just kind of save a lot more time more than anything. You just start off with your darker colors and then you can blend things out. I mean, you can do like smoky eyes and things this way as well. I personally just always like to start with lightest and go to darkest, but when you're doing like an eye like this, I prefer to go darkest to lightest, if that makes sense. I forgot to prime my lids, so I'm actually going to go in first with the P. Louise base and just this little buffer brush from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on the brush and then I'm just going to start packing it onto the lid. I absolutely adore this base, especially for dramatic eye makeup looks like this or more creative looks, because it's so full coverage. Like a little bit goes a long way. It's like it covers everything on the lid, and it also really makes your eyeshadows pop. So I absolutely adore this, but you want to apply it like slightly differently than you would a normal primer. Instead of blending in the primer, you just want to tap it, so you're just kind of setting it instead of blending it, because you do want that coverage there. Like this looks really extreme, but for an eye makeup look like this you need a nice thick base underneath for it to work and for the colors to really pop. My specialty would be more kind of natural makeup, kind of like teaching like people the basics of makeup, and that's what I trained in and that's what I specialize in. So all these like creative looks are like me pushing myself out of my comfort zone as well. So what I say is not like the be all and end all. So if you guys have any tips from me, then please do leave them in the comment section as well, because it's all a learning curve. So now you want to go in with the darker shade, so you want to focus on your crease work. So I'm just going to focus this like right above the crease of the eye, but instead of blending like you normally would, I'm going to like stamp it into place. So by doing it this way, you're keeping like the main amount of color, like the bulk of the color where you want to keep it, and then you'll focus on the blending later. So you're kind of just getting the color where you want it, and if you kind of blend it out too much, it becomes like really muddy. So just want to like stamp it into place. From like doing these types of looks, I've kind of realized that the closer you keep to the crease, the better, because then you have more room to kind of blend afterwards, because then if you go up too high, you don't really have much space to kind of blend, if that makes sense. So then you end up bringing it up way too high. Now that's fine if that's the look you're going for, but I personally like to still keep like a kind of a clear gap here for your highlight. That's just the way I like it. I just feel like going right up to the brow just doesn't suit me and my eye shape, so that's like kind of the style I go for. And the thing is with these types of looks as well, they always look horrific until they're nearly done. Like you look at that and you think, oh my god, it's like a 5-year-old just drew on your lid, but it comes together, bear with me. So now I'm going to be taking this brush from Morphe. It's the M433, and with this I'm just going to dip into the lighter blue shade, and now we're going to start doing our blending. So I'm just going to go around the edges and I'm just going to start slowly kind of buffing it out. Just going in with this like flat eyeshadow brush from Morphe, and I'm just placing the lighter blue shade right across the top. So like you're kind of going around the darker blue shade, so you can see like the difference between the light and the darkest shade. And then you want to go back with your blending brush and start buffing it out. So it's just like a backwards way of doing everything. Like when I started doing this, I was like, it goes against everything I believe in, but it does work out. I want to make sure that I'm not going up higher than the other eye. That's another thing. You want to make sure you're doing both eyes at the same time. I just do one eye for Instagram, that's why I don't do them together, but I'd recommend doing 2 eyes together. That way you have better control and you can kind of see, you know, how high up you're going with each colour, and it's a lot easier to do. I also just want to go in with a little bit more of that darker shade, and I'm just going to start pressing it on the outer corner, because I will be cutting the crease, but I'm only going to do like half of it. So I'm just going to place that kind of darker colour in here. So for cutting the crease, I'm going to be using the Revolution concealer. This is in shade white. I'm actually near the end of it, like I really had to scrape out the white. This is amazing for cutting the crease and making the eyes pop because it's a white shade. However, you can use any type of white base that you have. P. Louise has some amazing bases as well. Like she has coloured bases, like I want them all. I actually want to invest in some more of these because this is honestly one of the best investments ever. When it comes to makeup, P. Louise knows what she's doing, so highly recommend these bases. The next I think on my list is going to be the purple one. It's like a lilac purple. Oh my god, I just want to do like a real blown out smoky eye. Beautiful. I'm going to cut the crease now. So I'm going to be using this concealer and this brush from Morphe, or no, sorry, Sigma. This is the eyeliner E05. This I highly recommend for eyeliner because it's so teensy winchy that you can create like perfect kind of a smooth wing liner, and it's also amazing for cutting the crease. So it's a great like multi-purpose brush. Bear with me guys, I have got a new camera. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I'm still kind of learning. I had mic issues, I had issues where with the autofocus. I've never had an autofocus before, so I don't know what I'm actually doing tech wise. I am not a tech genius at all. So bear with me if I'm making mistakes or if I have to cut out clips or things like that. Like I'm still kind of getting the hang of this new camera, so I hope like you be able to see everything clearly. If not, do let me know. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to my videos. Like I want my videos to be like perfect, so it's really frustrating when you look at the footage to find out that like your eyeliner has been out of focus the whole time, and I'm like, it is the worst feeling in the world. Like you actually just want to cry your eyes out. Imagine like doing something for 4 hours for then like one snippet of the video, the most important part of the video, to be out of focus. Like it's literally crushing. As a rule of thumb, you always want to go like right above your natural crease because you want to be able to see the cut crease when your eyes are open. So I am just gonna do a tiny bit, like a dot here, and now from here I'm gonna start kind of mapping out the crease. So I'm not going to bring it right down, I'm just going to stop here because that's where like the darker blue shade is going to be. You can use your pinky finger on your nose for like a little bit of balance. So then I like to bring it right in. Do you guys like have favorite eyes? I know this is such a weird thing to say, but I prefer this eye to do makeup. This is why I always do this eye, like for my beginners makeup lessons and for like any type of tutorial. I always leave my good eye for doing on camera, and then I do my bad eye like off camera or like for Instagram or something where I don't have to speak, so I can fully concentrate on the eye, because this is my bad eye. And I just find for some reason eyeshadow is just so much harder to do on this eye. It just, I don't know, am I the only one that feels that way, or is it like a thing? I don't know. I'm just going to take the matte white eyeshadow in the palette, and I'm just going to start, just on a flat eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to start packing this on top of the concealer just to kind of set it in place and stop it from creasing, but it's also going to make the white pop as well. Okay, I'm just going back with the lighter blue shade, and I'm just going to start blending this on the outer corner. And I'm just going to start bringing it in just a tiny bit more, so kind of like to the edge of like the colour of my eye. And we're just going to start blending that out. Just going to go in with a bit more of the light blue and just kind of tap it into place so you can really see it against the dark blue. I'm also going to go back with the flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to pop this in like just under my brow bone. Okay, so next eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Sigma eyeliner, and to be honest, this look didn't actually need eyeliner. If you have nice fluffy lashes, you don't really need liner with it, but I just decided to for a change, just to make things harder for myself. I'm just using that tiny little brush I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to start lining the lid. So I like to start in the middle, kind of bring it out, and then start slowly bringing it in, just to kind of get the placement of the liner first. And then I like to kind of look down into the mirror and then bring it right across, like so. I'll show you what I normally do, because I normally cut this out. So I'm going to take my little mirror here. This is actually the mirror from Fancy. It's such a cute mirror. It actually lights up like so. So it's kind of like a ring light. And what I do is I kind of like to hold my skin here, close down my eye, and then bring the liner right across like that. So it's like by holding the eye, you're holding the skin kind of taut, so your eye is a little bit smoother, like you're kind of stretching out the wrinkles in the eye, and that way then you can blend the eyeliner out better. I thought black would be nice for a change, just to make it like really smoky and sultry. And then I'm going to go in with the pencil brush and the darker blue eyeshadow, and I'm just going to smoke that out like so. And then I'm just going back to the lighter blue shade. I'm just going to smoke that out like so. So I'm just going to pop on my lashes now off camera. I'm going to do my complexion. I am going to use the Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is amazing. I'm near the end of the tub actually. It's one of my favourite primers. I highly recommend, and especially if you have dry skin, it just gives you a gorgeous bronze dewy base. And for foundation, I'm actually going to be using the Sleek foundation. It's one of my all-time favourites. I've recommended it so many times. Absolutely love it. I'm using shade 02. But I'm just going to mix a little bit of 7 in with it because I have tan on, so just so my face matches my neck, and then I'll be right back. So for contour, I'm going to be using the Sculpt palette from Sigma, and I'm going to be using the middle shade right here, which is a nice kind of warm brown toned contour. I'm going to be using the angle brush from Morphe. It's the M405. I'll have all the links linked in the description box as per usual. Oh. This guy, honestly, I've told him, stay in the living room and stop making noise. And he cannot like sit still for like 2 minutes. Men. I'm using the Pop of Fuchsia palette from Morphe, and I'm using the middle shade right here. I'm just popping this on the apples of my cheek. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Morphe palette again. This is the Stargazer palette, and I think I'm going to go for maybe this shade. How is everyone getting on? I know we are at the end of, or near the end of lockdown here in Ireland. I'd say by the time you watch this, there's a good chance I'll probably be back at work, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm happy things are going back to normal, but at the same time, I just love being my own boss. I've been loving having all this free time to film and make content. So it's going to be like really sad for me to go back to my normal job. I just wish I could like stay home and film all day every day. It's just been amazing. So I'm really sad about that, but you know, grateful to have a job as well at the same time. Where are you all watching from, and what's the situation at the minute in your country? You know, have you guys gone back to work? Have you started like lifting rules, or what's the situation? Some crazy things going on in the world right now, but I really think the Black Lives Matter movement is going to change the world, and I'm really excited about that. I'm quite a private person, and so is my fiance. Like, we kind of just like to keep our private lives private, and like, I'm just kind of here for the makeup and for the fashion, but I think right now it's really important to use our voices as well for change. So I'm going to leave all the resources for Black Lives Matter, all the petitions, and all the links you can donate in the description box as well. So it's really important right now to use your voice for the greater good. My partner is actually black. I'll leave some photos up here, and you know, our future children will be black. So this movement is really important to me, and equality is really important as well, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. So I've been very vocal about that on Instagram, and I'm not going to go into all the detail here on YouTube. I'm just going to keep it nice and lighthearted, but know that I am fighting for change. For lips, I'm going to be using one of these gorgeous lipsticks that Morphe just sent down for their Glam Fam team. If you do buy anything from Morphe, I do have a discount code. It's GlamFam396, and yeah, if you do use it, it would mean the world to me. It's not affiliated, I don't make any money from it, but it just shows that Morphe, that I'm, you know, that my voice matters. So if you do buy anything from Morphe, then do use that, and it gives you $5 off their website as well. So for the lipstick, I'm going to be using this one. It's called Taunt, and it's a gorgeous kind of an orangey nude. It reminds me of Kylie Jenner's Exposed. I really love the Morphe matte lipsticks. I think they're so lightweight, and they smell so beautiful as well. Really nice. Feel like I need a little bit of shimmer in the look. It's very matte, so I'm going to use this gloss. So it's called Froze, and it's basically like a shimmery pink, really pretty. So I'm just going to go with that, I think. So that is pretty much it. This is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, leave me know in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. It will totally make my day. I really hope I get to see you in my next video, and don't forget to check back on Tuesday for my beginner's makeup lesson. Love you guys.